How's it going? I'll be doing a live stream here, unboxing this keyboard and keycaps, but I'm still getting a little bit set up. There we go. Just making sure it's working. Let's see. It's loading. There we go. All right. How's it going? I'm going to be taking a look at this keyboard and keycaps. This is from the company YUNZii. So Unzii, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's the B75 Pro Max. It's a mechanical keyboard. And also the Coffee Cat Die-Sub PBT keycaps. So I'll be trying out the keyboard itself with the keycaps that are included. And then on stream, I'll swap the keycaps out for the other ones and try those as well. So that should be pretty fun. Also keep in mind that Unzii did send me this keyboard and the keycaps to try out, make a stream on. Potentially a video in the future, but they have no say in the content of my videos, streams, or anything like that, which they have to agree to terms when I agree to accept products. So keep that in mind. Okay, gonna get everything started here. That should be good. Obviously, this is a live stream, so if you have any questions or anything, let me know. I have not looked at this keyboard yet, besides opened it and just made sure that it worked, because otherwise I wouldn't really have much of a stream if it didn't run. So it worked. No surprise, but yeah, that's good. Trying to think of what else we can look at the specifications as I'm unboxing it as well. Just gonna get another phone here with that. Okay, that's recording. Cool. Make sure it's that on screen a little bit. Well, anyways, we've got the keycaps, which we can weigh a little bit on. And then this is the keyboard. This thing has some weight to it for sure. It's very heavy, which I mean is probably a good thing for a mechanical keyboard, I'd say. I mean, we could take a look at these real quick. Just a quick glance. So I got the brown. Actually, this is the only color they come in is the brown. It's good. So it's got a bunch of cats on it and everything. I'm wearing a cat shirt as well, which you'll probably see later. Here it is. The B75 Pro Max is a 75% layout mechanical keyboard, and it also has a knob with a screen on it, which is cool. It does wireless connectivity, but it also has a USB-C port. So it looks like Wi-Fi potentially and Bluetooth, according to that, which I'm not sure. I'll take a look at the specs in a second here. So it has a 4,000 milliamp battery inside. It's also got, that's basically it. Not much on the box. Anyways. So we've got a box within a box. Yeah. Is there anything on here? So it does not support PD fast charging. Yeah, I guess it does have a built-in battery, so you can charge it if it's not connected to a computer as well if you want, which makes sense. The size 13.7 by 5.65 by 1.66 inches. That's about it for that. Go. There's a lot going on here. That's in Japanese. This looks like English. Yeah. So a nice little card. Looks like some sort of how-to information. Yeah, it says 2.4G. Oh, it has a dongle. I didn't see the dongle when I quickly looked at it. So it should include the B75 Pro Max keyboard, USB cable, Type-C. I think it's Type-C to Type-A. And then switch and keyboard puller. And we've got a function card. Okay, it does say it has a 2.4 gigahertz dongle, dust cover, extra keycaps, and switches. Okay. And a bunch of additional information which we'll have to look into as we try to learn how it works. Like I said, this is an unboxing type review where I have not basically used it at all in any capacity. We've got another information book. Oh yeah, this is even more details on each aspect. Looks like. So the knob, got a switch in the back to decide which input method you're using. Bluetooth connection, 2.4 gigahertz, wired Type-C, function shortcuts. Yeah, a lot going on. Okay, then it shows how to install or remove switches. So this is a mechanical keyboard and it has standard style switches as well as keycaps. So you can swap those out. And like I said, we're going to be swapping out the keycaps. I'm not going to be changing the switches, but I can pull one out just to see how it works. Hopefully I don't break it in the process, but we'll find out. Yeah, it's got the little screen, which is cool. And it uses the VIA software. My other keyboard, I'm also able to use the VIA software. It's very easy. You can change what keys do what. You can do a bunch of other stuff too as well, most likely. I haven't gotten super detailed into it. Here it is, the actual keyboard. They have various colors and switch configurations. This is the beige one. Taken out of this plastic. Put it back in the plastic so you could get an idea of what it totally looked like from the box. There's the accessories. These are additional keycaps. So if you do want to change what keys do what, you can use the VIA software and then just swap some of these. So it's convenient. We got our USB cable. There's the key puller. Be using that later. And then the USB-C to USB-A cable in white. Does have a zip thing here. Hook and loop. So that's nice. Okay. So there's supposed to be Oh. The question is, how does it come out? Ah, it's just a friction fit. Okay, there's the 2.4 gigahertz wireless. That's nice, very cool. It's built into it, and you'll just put that into your computer as needed. Also, take a quick look at the specifications and see if I missed anything. So it does have RGB. It has a built-in battery, as I mentioned. 81 buttons. It does have a USB 2 port. Not really sure where that is. I guess it means the Type-C. That makes sense. You don't need anything faster for a keyboard, really. Let's see. Additional details, maybe? Nope. There's a user manual, but we have a paper one. Okay, this is a roll dial. So it'll click to it, and then that's where the screen is. Like I said, it's 75%. That means it doesn't have the full numpad, which I'm personally not a fan of the numpad. There aren't a lot of situations where I want to use a numpad, so it's just me, but you know. Let's see what else it says. So you can potentially put GIF images in here, it looks like. Photos. I don't have any GIFs set up, but we can potentially do that in the stream here. Tri-mode wireless, not swappable. And this specific keyboard has their Milk version 2 linear switches. They're supposed to be their quietest, although I can tell that it's louder than my other keyboard. I personally prefer very quiet keyboards. That's obviously just a reference thing. Maybe I can give you a little sound test right now. Sorry, this might be loud. I can't tell if it's showing up in the audio. I do have noise reduction on, so it probably is not. But we can try that more in the future. Oops. Cool. Okay, and there's the USB-C port. I'll probably be using it wired most of the time, but we can at least try out the wireless. I would assume the dongle is going to be the easiest way to do it. My computer does have Bluetooth, but I don't have the antenna connected. I have to go search for it. So there's the USB-C port. Nice click to it. They've got a switch here to go between the different connectivity modes. So in the center is going to be wired, it looks like. And then this is going to be the 2.4 gigahertz, and then we've got Bluetooth on that side. So we can start with the wired mode. It looks good. Trying to think if there's anything we need to do here. Let's do a quick key swap. These keys are only going to work in certain spots on the keyboard. would assume home and ends are swappable. We've got this device. I think that might be for... I don't know how this one works. It looks different than mine. That's one thing I forgot to do, is get my other key puller thing. Yeah, I think this is for the switches. So this, oh, it's, that explains it. For some reason, it just wasn't extended out. There we go. Okay. Try to get this on camera. Yep. And on the inside, oh, I'm sorry, I had it not in view. So here's one of the keycaps I just pulled from the keyboard. I'll do it again. Let's put that back in. And then you've got this that comes with the keyboard. So you're going to have the two ends here. Do a little zoom in again. So you're going to use that with each key, and then you're going to pull up. But it seems to want to go into itself, so you're going to have to separate it. And then on this end should be the one for the switches. That's good. Try this again. I'm not really sure in which direction it's supposed to go, but as long as it locks in like that, you just pull up, and then you've got your key, and then I could swap with another one if I want to, but this is the default configuration. So, and here we can see the Milk V2 linear switch. So there's the post on there. It's got the side ones, so it should be a little bit more stable than one with just the center piece. Yeah, I can try to extract this one too. If I end up breaking something, it's going to be most likely my fault, but we'll try it. Make sure it's kind of focused decently. Let's see. I think it would go like this. And I should probably push inward. Oh, that was very, very easy. Okay. Here is our switch. And on the bottom here, we've got the leads. Some posts for getting it orientated right. So these are RGB. They're going to have an LED right here, I think. Let's see. Where is the LED? Oh, no, it's over here. So there's a slight, like, semi-translucent piece. So that's going to spread the light out a little bit. But the LED is probably inside here somewhere. Nice. When you bottom these out, they do have quite a click to them. And before we put it back, we can take a look inside. So that's where the switch goes. You can see the 3 different holes, and then the 2 smaller holes for the metal wires. So that looks like it's going to go like that. Yeah, so the LED is going to be on the bottom, and it's going to shine through the bottom area. Oh, the LED is actually inside the keyboard itself. It's not in the switch. Okay, so the switch is just a pass-through. Yeah, oh, okay, I see that. That makes sense. Like I said, I'm learning as I go with this. Just an unboxing style video. Yeah, so that's where the LED is going to shine through. And then go up here. Cool. And I can push that back in. Make sure it's focused. Okay, that was very easy to reinsert. Hopefully it's good. Then we got our keycap to put back on. Like I said, I'll be swapping to the keycaps they offer as a add-on type thing. But I'm trying to think what else I would want to do here. These do have quite the thunk. But actually pressing the button, if you don't hit the endpoint, they're very quiet, but if you, depending on how hard you hit, it makes some noise. Well, before we do the keycaps, let's take this over to the computer. Actually, let's remove this little peel from the screen. Should be good. And like I said, this is a button. It also rotates. I can feel click stops in there. So it's not really a smooth one. It has noticeable clicks as I turn it. Okay, that should be good. Let's take this. Take the... Let's also take that and this. Let's swap back to a different setup here. Let's try the back camera. So this is my current keyboard. This is a Novel Keys Value Edition or something like that. And then obviously different switches and things. So this is a 75%. This one's 75% and this one's 65. I think it's a 65. Yeah. So you can see the difference. It's not really massively larger. You do have the function keys on this one, which is very nice. And this one does not. You have to use a function button plus the numbers. So that's a little irritating to me with this keyboard compared to this one. Let's do a sound test and see if we can get a good sound going. I don't think I can use this. I'll just use my other mic. I'm gonna mute it for a second. Actually, let me get my Amazon thing. So that I can tell what's going on there. These out of the way. Frame, nope. I'm going to mute myself for a second here. All right, let's see how this works. Yeah, I'm not sure how it sounds. I could turn off the adjustments real quick here. Okay, this is without the adjustments. And then this keyboard. Let me turn noise suppression and all that back on, because I can see a ton of noise. Well, a little bit more, and then I'll swap back just to get a full coverage. Here's my novel keys keyboard. I press the spacebar. And then this Unzii one. Let's turn on the noise reduction again. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's really minimizing it. Anyways, if anyone is wanting more of a test, let me know, but maybe I'll do it again once I have the different caps on here. So my opinion is that it has a very different sound. If you press lightly enough, it's quiet. But if you're going to be hitting the keys, it's very noticeable. These are linear. They don't have a click. It's going to be dependent on you. I will say the spacebar feels very stabilized compared to the spacebar on my other keyboard. This is, yeah, this feels like a sturdier stabilization somehow than that one. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to mute myself for a second here. Good. Now we can try to do some of the functionality with this. Before we do that, it does have two different levels of feet on the bottom. They do have rubber for the big ones. There's also, I mean, it's probably silicone. Feels like silicone. So if you want a little bit of different height, that is nice. This one does not have any sort of height adjustment. Let me turn off the filters again, and then I'll leave my microphone where it is. You might be able to. Here, sorry, there's some dogs barking. swap back to this novel keys one. Yeah, much more muted, obviously, with this. But if you want different switches, that's the great thing about mechanical keyboards, is that you can swap out the switches. Let's go to the lower level of feet here. This also has the silicone material. So it's got a little bit of a different height adjustment. Whoops, I just pushed them down by pushing over the... Just trying to get it on both screens at the same time. Yeah, feels good, but it's a personal preference thing with the switches. Now we can try out the software. Let's go to, oh, I have it set up in a way. That was from one of my other streams. So here is the VIA software. It's very nice, but before that, obviously I need to connect it. We'll start with the wired connection. Hopefully this is long enough. I do have a USB switch here. So I'm just going to connect it to my hub thing. There's the RGB. So it looks like it defaults to a flowing RGB mode. That's another thing we'll have to try out. Whoops, I didn't realize I had I didn't switch it. Let's go back to the back camera. Let's take a look at this. Also going to minimize this a little bit. Yeah. Very flowy. What we can do is look at the information here. Let's see if we can change it without using the software. So we've got our wired connection. It does have the built-in battery, but we can try that in a little bit. We've got a TFT screen. Yeah, I see. I don't have a good way of showing that, I don't think. There we go. Sorry, that camera does not focus, but you can see the screen on there, right up here. Yeah, cool. Sorry, it's hard for me to orientate myself. There we go. So that's that. Looks like the time is off by multiple hours. And it's on the wrong day. I'm not sure how to change that at this point. So it says function delete, where you can turn the screen on and off. Actually, let me make sure my camera is focused. That's as much as I can zoom normally, but I could try to get a little bit more zoom. Yeah, that's not right. Just don't remember what had set up. There we go. That's probably good. Let's make sure it's focused. Yeah. Cool. I could also adjust the other camera a little bit. So let me make sure this is public. Yeah. Again, this is a live stream, obviously, so feel free to comment if you have anything to, if you want me to check it out, or just a general comment. Just making sure everything's working. Cool. Maybe I should use the here. Should be more information in the page. So adjusting the knob. Okay, it automatically adjusts the computer's volume by default. So if we swap back to here for a second and I adjust the knob, you can see the volume adjust down at the bottom of the computer. Let's see what else we've got. Short press is mute and unmute. Sorry, it's a little burp. So it says the knob can be customized by QMK VIA. So that is this software. I was on the wrong screen when I mentioned it. So that's the VIA software. We'll take a look at that in a bit. Just trying to see if I can adjust the RGB. Wired connection, function shortcuts. A bunch of shortcuts up here as well. So function backspace is the backlight on and off. It's going to be this key and that one. So we turn the backlight off. Sorry, there's a hair somehow showed up. So that was function backspace. Now we've got our RGB back. We've got function backslash. So that's going to be this one. Okay, that gives us different modes of lighting. It's kind of a fast RGB. It's kind of a swirl. Oh. So it's slowly growing. Now we've got one color. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah, I think we're back to the, this might be the default. Let's see what else we've got. Function tab, white light on or off. So if you want a basic white, it's a function tab. Okay, that's very nice. And then we've got function up and down for brightness. I can't tell the difference. Let's function tab. Okay, so it didn't work in the white mode. That's probably like a default brightness, but it looks like it's, yeah, there's a few different modes there. I mean, levels of brightness. We've got blinking speed, function, the other arrows. So if you want high speed or low speed. Function windows for lock. I'm not going to do that, but that would be function and then the system key. They might have a different one that we could swap, but I'm just going to leave it on that. Then function right control, battery level. I see it. I see the battery on here, but it might be, yeah. Function space, so that resets, or it should reset, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, it says function space. Anyways, function delete should turn the screen on and off. Yeah, so this turn off, turn back on. We've got our Unzii. What else do we have here? Function 8 is screen homepage. Function 9, switch screen image. Function 0, switch to a GIF. Function N, switch to a 24-hour or 12-hour clock. Function A is Windows. Function S is Mac, so this should be function A. I don't know if that makes a difference. This is probably defaulted to Windows. And then function 1 through 4 are the different wireless modes. But there also is a switch in the back. So if you want to customize your TFT screen, there's a website, YUNZII-game.com. So you have to do it in the wired mode to customize the screen, it looks like, and then you have to go to that website. Try this out real quick. Let's go into white light mode. Why? Oops. Checking this to see if it works. Okay, you need a specific browser. Found it. I'll show this in a second here. So here's the place where you can adjust GIF images, pictures, update the device time. Okay, that worked. It just was a one-click operation. Switch to home page, switch to picture or GIF mode, clear GIF. So we could add something here. I'm trying to think of what I could, some sort of cat. That's kind of the theme today. So let me use this browser. Cat GIF. Copyright free. If I could spell. Trying to think of what websites would have copyright free stuff here. Whoops. Definitely has quite the click to it. Royalty-free cat GIFs. Wonder if I can just drag and drop. There's a raccoon. Not really seeing many cats. Well, let's see if we can drag and drop from different browsers. I don't know if that's possible. Where did I put? Oh, here it is. Yeah, that did not work. Drag and drop. Let's see. What's the date today? Okay, got one. So I need to open that up. Oops, I don't see it in my drive. I don't know, maybe I picked the wrong drive. Technical difficulties. Or I just didn't put the right date. Oops, I forgot that I had function keys. I'm so used to not having function keys. It's nice to have dedicated function keys. I don't know. Oh, here it is. No, that didn't work. Let me switch to here for a second. Sorry, not sure even what screen I was on. So many things to juggle here. Trying to test this keyboard out. There we go. Okay, we've got one in there. Save to device. Sure. Transmitting. Oh, it's in there. It's going very slow. See that? I'll swap once it's fully done uploading. It's still uploading it. I'm not sure. That must have been a large image. Oh, there it goes. Oh my gosh. Sorry, this. I would have to adjust the camera's settings. That's a little bit better. There we go. Look at that thing. It's going to town. That's cool. Oops. Oh yeah, I've got the pushing DJ. Swap back to. I could spend a lot of time messing with this. It looks pretty good though. Set it as startup animation. Yeah. Look at that. Trying to find a good one. Picture settings. It was 104 kilobytes. It took quite a while for it to upload to the keyboard. But it probably split it into frames, is my guess. Yeah, it's still going. What was... How do I turn it off? Blinking speed. Switch to GIF. Switch to screen image. So it's function 0, function 9, function 8. Oh, wait. Okay, they were function 8, not function F8. So now we're back to the time date information. So I could show that as well. It's a very featured keyboard. So this is the default, and you can see the different connectivity modes, and it's on Windows mode. Yeah, Windows mode. There's also a Apple mode, I think. I don't have an Apple computer to test that though. Yeah, very cool. If we swap back, I think it was function 0. So function, yeah, swap back to the cat. Look at that thing. It's dancing. That was faster than it was normally. So it'll have had to adjust the settings a little bit. I could swap to an image. So it'd be function 9. And I don't have any. Oh, so it defaults to their logo. That's fine. Swap to, oh. Grayscale, brightness, chroma, saturation, sharpness. Okay, I have different locations. What is this? Oh, dark mode. There we go. Different language. Let me click this off screen. I don't know what's in here. Okay, the settings thing didn't change anything. Picture, screen setting, equipment setup. Yeah, so we've got quite a bit here. And this is an additional bit of configuration, mostly for the screen, it looks like. And then this is the other one. So let's kind of move on to this as well. It's my vitamin water. Sorry. Been coughing quite a bit lately. I think it's allergies. Try now. Oh, I'm in the wrong browser. Okay. Yeah, this browser is very limited. Close that. Open. I have so many windows open. Okay, here is the VIA software. I'm going to authorize the device. So that should have worked. It's possible, but that the other communication thing is confusing it. I'm going to disconnect the keyboard. Connect it back in. Just in case. Maybe I click cancel. Oh no, it worked. I just didn't understand what was going on. Make sure everything is working. Yeah, that's good. It's public. Okay, so this is the VIA software, and I'm in the key tester mode. So as we click the keys, we can see, let's see if I messed up the, nope. So when I remove the actual switch from here, it's fine, it works. Yeah, very nice little thing there. Let's see, we've got volume settings, transpose, waveform. I don't know what any of this is. Key sounds. I'm not sure what that is. Key tester settings. So there should be an RGB mode, but firmware. Oh. Okay, we don't want that. Discord firmware. Different languages. General. Let me see if I'm missing something. So you have to use the wired connection for this software. No surprise. It says if there's a problem. So I'm not sure exactly what it offers in this specific software for adjustments. So click on the VIA, then upload the JSON file you downloaded earlier. I don't know what JSON file it's talking about. Oh, okay. So I need to download a specific file that helps it configure this software. Let's see where that is. So it's called JSON. It's basically a format for the file that tells this specific software what this is. So we'll have to go there. It says go to the Unzii website. I'm going to do that off screen. So I need to find the specific keyboard, B75 Pro Max. I can't show prices on Amazon streams, so I'm trying to not show that. Maybe it's in the support information. Software. So we're looking for B75 Pro Max. B75. Here we go. So here you can see download the JSON file first. So we're going to download this via website updating refreshing toolbox. So we've got a file. Switch to here for a second. I don't want to show any folder stuff. I'm going to put this in my work directory. I'm going to extract it. So I'm going back to here. Extract all. So here we've got the JSON file. And we should be able to see how we're supposed to It says upload the JSON file you downloaded earlier. The question is, how do we upload it? So I don't see firmware docs. No. Yeah, this needs to be a little bit more intuitive, I'd say. It's possible that we have to authorize. Requires connected device. Connect. Yeah, it doesn't change. Yeah, the interesting thing is that it does work there, but the configuration is empty. Let's go back to here. That's correct. Close these out. Maybe I have too many windows open. Just make sure that I don't have any that shouldn't be open. Whoops. I keep thinking I need to use the function keys because I'm so used to my other keyboard that has a smaller layout. Say authorized device, and it's empty. Maybe I need to update the firmware. Start now. I'm not sure. Let's try disconnecting it and reconnecting it. Actually, maybe it's because I'm on a USB hub. Let's see if I can. I don't know if this one would be any better. Because this doesn't fit. So it's too big. Oops. See if I can reach a port in the back. Whoops. It's out of the way. Try this one. Authorize. Nope. I'm not sure. Could try a different different browser maybe. Whoops. Browsers. Maybe Brave. Or let's try Edge. Close those. Oh, I could try that as well. TFT website. Maybe I need to update it first. I don't know what this is. Okay, there's a toolbox. So I'm downloading the toolbox thing. Wait, did I download the wrong one? Yeah, that was the wrong one. Whoops. B75 Pro. Okay, there's multiple B75s. And this has to be version 2. Probably this one. Oh no, it's a Pro Max. Yeah, B75 Pro Max. It's possible I downloaded the wrong JSON file. Yeah. Let's try this as well. So there's a file on here to download, QMK Toolkit. It's a little bit complex. That's okay though. Let's run this toolkit. Drivers. Whoops. So maybe this is what I need to do. Switch to here. So this is the QMK toolkit that I downloaded from there. Oh, okay, maybe this is what I need to use for the JSON file. I'm not sure. Let me see if there is firmware. We're setting firmware. Okay, here's a firmware file. Again, this is from their website. And then you need to make sure it's the right one. So that's the firmware. Let's try this. I'm going to do this off screen. So I selected the firmware. Whoops. About there. I don't know what that means. Tools. So it's not highlighted. It's possible I don't need to do this, but I'm not sure at the moment. I don't think they mention. Pretty sure I downloaded this. Yeah. I don't know, that's the correct. Yeah, I think those are the correct ones. Install drivers. Yeah, I don't know. So I did select it. Maybe I need to reselect it or change the... So if you go into the properties of files when you download them from the internet, you can, on Windows, you can unblock. So maybe that's what I need to do. So I selected that bin file, but it didn't go. I don't know what I would need to change there. So we installed the drivers. Maybe I just needed to install drivers. It's possible. So let's close that and then try the VIA software again. I'm going to try Edge this time. I'm going to disconnect this and reconnect it just in case. That's good. Oh, sorry, I've been on noisy microphone the whole time. Properties. I had turned off my audio processing. Sorry about that. Via website. Let's try Chrome again, because I've got it up. Yeah, that didn't change anything. Let's try Edge. So I don't see anything else that I can adjust here. Keywords, no. Oops. I don't think there's anything in here that I can change. I don't know why that failed that time. Maybe I just have tried to connect too many things to it, even though I disconnected it. Creative apps. Nope. Let's try Edge. So here's Edge browser. No, it didn't do anything. It's interesting that that works. It says open up and go to the design page to upload the file. The design page. Oh. Wait. Ah. So this is turned off by default. All of this effort. So let's click that. Now we've got our design page. Sure. Ah. It would be helpful if I read things, right? Sometimes. So like the big bright red text, that would be helpful. It's part of the learning process. Where did I extract? Is there an extract here? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Let's try this. Yes. It looks good. Ah, yay. Took quite a while. Put my face camera up here. And we can move this camera a little bit as well. Might have to change these, but that should be good for now. So here you can adjust what key does what. So we've got our escape key right there. I don't know what these additional keys do. So if we wanted to change, that's basic mode. Oh, you can drag these to the keyboard here. So if we didn't want, okay, maybe not drag. I'm unfamiliar with this, clearly. That's correct. Media mode. Maybe I should go back to Chrome. Now that we figured out how to connect it, let's go back to the Chrome browser. I'm gonna disconnect this just in case, so that there's no existing connections. Let's go back to Chrome browser. Whoops. So we've got that. Authorized device, connect. And we have to go into here and turn this thing on. And then go into here. And then we need to drag over our correct file and then repair it. So we still have our key tester, but also we have the configuration. Okay, it's still not letting me drag keys. Let's see if I click. So you click here and then you can swap the key. So if I wanted to just change that to F1 to A for some reason, then I just did that. But we can go back to the wherever the function keys are. Here it is, F1. Oh no. 1, 2. Okay, so yeah. So that's how you change. If you wanted to swap any things, if you do swap these keys, then you can change it in here. So if for example, there was a home key instead of the N key, I could change it out and swap it, and then it'll be set. And it even has the volume thing. So you can adjust the hex code or whatever to adjust the volume switch changer type thing. That's cool. There's macro modes. If you wanted to mess with that, save, load, lighting. Here's our different lightings you can default to. So let's look for the solid. Let's try solid reactive. And then we can swap to some other color here. Okay, I'm in the wrong mode. Yeah, so when I'm pressing the keys, it changes to the blue for each key pressed. Solid color. Now we got the blue. And then increase the brightness. Yeah, cool. It's good. So you've got all of those adjustments. If you want the speed of different effects of the ones, so breathing, cycle, rainbow, pinwheel, yeah, all those ones. You can do it on the keyboard too. It's in the manual. We already went over that. But if you want to use the VIA software, clearly it's in here as well. So that is that. It took me too long to understand because I wasn't reading everything that I needed to read. There's different layers as well. So we've got the standard layer, and then with the function key, you can see all the different things. You can even change that. So if you wanted different ways to adjust brightness or something to a different key, that's good. Here's another one. Yeah, so a ton of customizability with a VIA keyboard. This other keyboard that I have, this one's also a VIA one. I just haven't messed with it in so long that I didn't know I had to do a specific thing, turn on the, I don't know why they have that design thing disabled by default. That's very odd. Anyways, works. That's good. Next up, we could try the wireless connectivity. So I'm going to disconnect this. It does have a built-in battery. Let's go to here. Get some windows out of the way. So on the back, we've got our 2.4 gigahertz mode. There's a switch to define which one, and then there's obviously the USB-C port. I did notice with the one USB cable that did not come with this, the cable was a little too big, so you'll have to be sure that your cable's working there. I'm sure you'll probably be able to find ones. Obviously the one that comes with it is fine, and that's what the one that comes with the keyboard looks like. So anything that has too thick of a plastic around it might not necessarily lock into there. But here's the 2.4 gigahertz thing. That's what that looks like. It's got their logo on it. I'm going to put this in the computer, and then we can try this out. Try to see if I can find a port that would make sense to put it into a USB 2 port. That's kind of a little bit closer to me. The question is, how do I turn on the keyboard? Let's try the back camera. So here's so it's function 4. But how do I turn on the keyboard? Okay, switch the mode to the wireless. It's on the back here. It's going to be this direction. Okay, we've got that swapped. Then it says the 2.4 gigahertz indicator. How do I turn it on? Is there another switch on here? I don't see a switch. It might have already worked. Let me see. No, it's not on. Nope, turn on. Okay. So I just toggled the switch in the back. Now we are wireless and connected. Nice. See how it works. Can load up that VIA software again. Swap to here. There we go. Oh, right. Okay, this only works with wired mode. I forgot about that. Switch to some sort of maybe notepad or something. I don't know, is there a keyboard testing website that we could look at? Notepad is probably fine. Testing out the, what is it called? Unzii, YUNZii. Yeah, YUNZii B75 PRO Max 2.4. Say and yeah, that is just my opinion, of course. I would assume, I mean, it does have lighting and such, and it also has a screen, so let's just go with that. The volume knob works. If we want to turn on the screen, it's going to be function 0 to turn on the GIF. Yep, the GIF works. Let's go back to that. We are in wireless mode with the Goofy Cat GIF. This is supposed to be copyright free. Who knows? It was on a copyright or no copyright website, so it should be good. He's really dancing. There we go. It's good. So I think there is Bluetooth as well. Like I said, I don't have my antenna connected. Yeah. I could see if I could find that. I know where it is. Okay, yeah. We might as well try it. So I'm going through boxes. Lots of product boxes. Take me a little bit. Here it is. Sorry, I can't show this. I don't have a camera set up for that. Hopefully this doesn't mess up the audio because the connection for the microphone is right next to the antenna connectors. So hopefully it doesn't. So you probably hear some fan noise as well. Like I said, hopefully it doesn't add interference to the microphone. I'm using a wireless microphone. And like I said, it's very close to the connectors. And what I'm doing right now is these have screw connections to them. So I'm just trying to that good. It's probably close enough. We've got our Bluetooth. Switch to Bluetooth mode. So it's blinking red. That, and then we can go into Windows. Blue. Oh, what am I doing? I need a keyboard. That's kind of an unusual problem. I mean, I could use a mouse, but Bluetooth devices. Just making sure. Oh, it already sees the dongle. Let me take that out. Let's put the dongle back in here. Whoops. Bluetooth. Turn on Bluetooth. Add device. I don't want to show anything too specific here, because I'm sure there's people's devices around. I don't generally use Bluetooth. I need that. Show all devices. Let's see what it says here. There might be some sort of connection mode. Switch to the Bluetooth, and the keyboard enters Bluetooth mode. Shortly press function 1, 2, or 3 to choose the channel. Cancel. Input. So I see USB keyboard. It's probably something else though. Add device. Bluetooth. Keyboards, yes. Should hopefully, I'm gonna just hold it over there. Bluetooth is generally more finicky than other types of connections. But it's not seeing it, so maybe I'm missing something. Show all devices. You'll see unknown device. Someone has a living room speaker around. Huh. Am I missing something? Yeah, generally my opinion would be don't use Bluetooth unless you have to. Use the dongle. It's going to be so much easier. And to me, it just seems like it's, oh, okay, I need to do long press function 1, 2, or 3. And those are the different channels, it looks like. So I have to hold down on this, and let's just, did it show up? Yeah, it showed up. There we go. That was not too bad. I don't want to show this because there are some things in the, so there it is. It's connected through Bluetooth. The cat GIF is still running through the whole thing. Let's turn that off. Let's go to the screen image, function 9. All right. Good. So we've got Bluetooth connection. And we can see if it's in. How do you spell Bluetooth? No, it's just P. Is it uppercase? No. Bluetooth mode. hat. Yeah, well, it works. Nice. And throughout all of this, if you want to configure anything on the keyboard, you're going to have to use the wired connection because the wireless connectivity is not capable of doing the VIA software or doing the Unzii specific adjustments of the screen and such. So that's good to know. I think I've covered everything with function. It works, it's cool. And it switches to that. Obviously it has a battery in here, so if you want to keep that charged, you're going to have to connect it to a USB power source. It's going to pull power most likely from the computer when it's connected, but you could should be able to connect it to some sort of USB power source as well. Let's go back over to the other area and put those different keycaps on and just generally take a look at them and see how they are. And if you can see my shirt, it's meant to be the theme, but you won't be able to see my shirt when I'll get the keycaps so we can have the shirt and the full combo. So this is their keycaps as well. I mentioned this in the start of the stream. They did send me these at no cost, but they have to agree to my collaboration terms, which means they have no say in any of my content, be it a live stream or any edited video that I make from this. But yeah, these are double shot keycaps. So looks like it's PTB and ABS materials. Yeah, double shot injection molding. We'll get a close-up over in the other area, but there's the keycaps. And we got perfect fit with my shirt today. And then I'll hold up one of these. See if I can find a good one. Oops. There you go. So it should be a decent fit for this beige keyboard. Yeah, very nice so far. Again, we're gonna go over to the other area and do a swap. That's the great thing about mechanical keyboards that are able to be swapped. Have the keys and the switches as well swapped. Sometimes switches are integrated into them, but the keys should always be swappable. Actually, I have a power source over here. I could connect this to that. I'm just going to get a different cable though, because, oops, what do I do with that? Here it is. My USB power source is USB-C to USB-C. So the cable that came with it connected. I mean, it powered up. It's actually probably going to work wirelessly. But yeah, it turned off. Oh, I have it in wired mode. So if I wanted to connect to Bluetooth, I should be able to do that from here. Yeah, I don't want to mess with the computer at the moment, but switch to wired mode. There should be a way to see the power. I think there was like a function key or something to see the power level, but I'm just going to leave it like that. And as we had seen earlier, actually let me get my other phone with all the Amazon stuff. Oops. Always juggling so many devices and everything else. And so these are some of the keys that come with the keyboard, just as alternatives. So if you want to swap one of these, you can use that via software if you need. So if you wanted to have a home key instead of a end key that is defaulted to the keyboard, you can do that. There's a pause option, print, insert, and then that looks like a Mac key command. So there is no Windows, like Windows shape key, it looks like. There's a system key that's defaulted, and then there's probably one of these that swap for it. I don't know if maybe command. Yeah, so is that Apple stuff? Command and I'm not sure. Whoops. Anyways, those are the extras that come with it. Disconnect this. I'm sure it's fully charged for whatever we need to do. Okay. Get these out of the way for now. Let's see where I could put these to still be good. I want this to fall. There we go. So this comes with the keyboard. It's a tool. I showed this earlier, but this side is for the keycaps, and then this side is for the switches. Here we've got, I'll just go over this again. These are the Unzii, what are they called? Coffee? Let me get my other phone. So I need the exact name. Let's see. So they are called the Unzii Coffee Cat Dice Sub PTB keypad. Easier said than easier, yeah. Unzii Coffee Cat Dice Sub PTB keycaps, 152 full keys. So it says die sublimation, custom keycap set. I'm just trying to read the title of the whole thing. Yeah, it's the Coffee Cat set. They do have spring tea, which is another option. I thought they had a third one, but I only see the spring tea one as well. It's okay. It's not too bad. It's got mountains and stuff, but you can look at that if you want on the link inside the Amazon Live thing. It's also on the other platforms. Anyways, this is the Coffee Cat. There it is, double shot keycaps. It's not anything too exciting. So it's in different trays. Nice brown. And that looks like a solid piece there. Yeah, they do look like the text is embedded, as far as I can tell. I'm not totally sure though. Yeah, it's double shot. So they should not wear out easily. Gonna look at the shift key. There we go. Super cute. Got the connection ports for the keyboard. Let's take a look at another one. So this should be the escape key, most likely. But I'm sure there are a ton of options that you can swap. The thing is, with keyboards, the vertical position does matter because they will have different profiles to them. So if you look at this one, and then we take one at the bottom, you'll see that these have very different profiles. And let me see if I have them in the right orientation. Yeah, these are very different. So this is from the bottom of the keyboard. This is from the top of the keyboard. Very, very different. So that does matter. And we got like a Starbucks, not sponsored, a coffee cup. So let's take a look at some of the other ones. This looks like a tea plant, maybe? Yeah, I think that's tea. Here we've got another little... Yeah, I'm going to assume that's tea as well. Or a leaf. Oh, no, it's a coffee cup with a leaf inside. And I got this one. That's good. There's the inside. A little bit of mark here. I have to... It doesn't look like it should be an issue. I could always sand that if I had to, but I think it'd be fine. Let's take a look at the other. So there's obviously more. With so many keys, there's going to be quite a bit of trays here. Well, 3 trays. So here is our second tray. Yeah, print screen, num, lock. So obviously some of these are just not going to work on this keyboard. All of these number keys, or they have no space for the specific 75% keyboard. But if you have a 100% keyboard, you'll be using stuff like that. Now here's some bread. Take a closer look at some of these. We've got bread. It's good. Well, I can hold on to it. So I think that's just basically how they're designed with that thing right there. I think this one at the bottom. I need to be careful. Oh, this is the one that caught my eye. The bread cat. Yeah, that one's good. So when I was looking at what they had available, it's like, oh, that's a bread cat. And then we've got this thing. So I need to be careful not to, yeah, some of these, I won't be able to use this one on this keyboard. It's for the numpad, I think. There's another one. Yeah, very nice. And this looks like that. Oh, and then the art that they do. It's good. Croissant. Is that how you pronounce it? Croissant? Croissant. Very nice. So I have to focus my camera on everything. Then we got another bread cat. But it's just cat by bread instead of cat as bread. It's good. Coffee bean. So these are the arrow keys. It's 3 different coffee beans, and then there's a cat on one of them. Very cute design. I like it. And the main thing is the color combo that I was looking for as well. To have this kind of classic beige, whoops, sorry, from the traditional keyboards of old. It is lighter than a classic. Oh, that's actually I'd say that's relatively close to a classic beige PC. This is lighter though, from what I can tell. Yeah, so that's kind of a classic beige. Let's go back to the keys here. And then I have a bunch of them. I'll just show a few more. I don't want to tilt it too much. Yeah, those are good. Oh, this one's waving. That's cute. There's another bread cat, and then a black cat with a coffee cup. It's very good. It's got the hot temperature things on the top. And that one. Next up, we've got, focus my camera. We've got, so it does come with a tool. So we could either use this one, or we could use the one that came with the keyboard. I'll probably use the keyboard one. This one, I'll try this one and see how it works. But we have different spacebar options. So, whoops. Obviously, I'll try to use this one. This is another one that caught my eye. It's the spacebar. Try to zoom in as much as possible. Yeah, that one's good. Look at that thing. It's even on the side. That one's really cool. Then here's the back side of it. Make sure I'm focused again. Very nice. Are these the same size? Okay, these are different sizes. So obviously only one is gonna fit. It looks like the good one's gonna fit in the keyboard. Otherwise you got this thing. So that's for a different. It's a lot longer. Yeah. Different size. And then he's got these ones as well. I don't know what those are for. But that is it for the keys. Now we can try to put this thing together. Again, this is a 75% keyboard. I could even put these on my orange one, my orange keyboard, if I wanted to. because it should be the same format. Let's see how it looks with the That's not bad. I think that would work as well, like color-wise. But yeah, maybe I'll... The only thing I do like the shine through of these clear ones. So they're easier to read in darker light. But, you know, it's personal preference, what you want to use with your keyboards. Make sure I'm focused. There we go. We've got this tool that came with the keycaps. Let's try to arrange things that hopefully work out well. Question is, how does this work? Okay, just push down. Kind of clicks in there. It's not too bad. Let me try the other one. So this one, you're gonna have to widen this area and then pull up. They both work. So let's find the page down. This might be difficult actually. Because I don't know. Well, there is a page down with text. But it could be a different page down because there's multiple page downs. Let's first focus on the, sorry. I've been having allergies lately. Get one of my drinks. I don't know what happened to the cap. Oh, here it is. So we can focus on the QWERTY keys, the numbers. Those should be pretty easy. You got the function. Actually, maybe this is most of it. And then we'll just have the additional little extras. I'll put this back just in case I want to mess it up. But the row should matter, so this should be... Oh, it does have a... Duh. So we've got the standard and then the cat. I'm going to use the good one. Looks like orange cat, brown cat. So with this, oh, it took out the switch at the same time. There we go. Don't want to break anything. There we go. Let's put this back in. So obviously with these specific keycaps, you're not going to have as... Well, it should be the same, honestly, because they're all fully blocked. So if you wanted more lighting, you would get keycaps that have more clear areas. Neither of these have any clear areas. So it'll be actually very similar. So with this, I can put these back into the thing so it matches. Hopefully this is the right. Be sad if I can't fit it. Oh no, there we go. Got to put some pressure on it. Nice. And then we need alt. We need a thinner alt. So these are going to be some of the ones that I have to figure out what is what. The different caps. Maybe I should change the size of my top-down view a little bit so it's larger. And see a little bit more. How's that? I could also adjust this camera a little bit. That'll be easier for me. It's as wide as it goes. That's good. Is this in the frame? Okay. Got our tools, we've got our letters. Let's see. Okay, that it's actually interesting. Click that back in. So it seems like there's more friction to the connection point than the switch connection. Swap Z. So I mean, if I wanted to use the lighter keys here, I could stick with the lighter keys. I don't know, should we do that? Like the brownish, well, it's almost a green. It's almost got like a slight green. No. It's a brown. No, it's a kind of, yeah, beige. But there's clearly a difference. It's a brownish or silvery. Yeah, so we could use either one. Let's put, or you could even do like a mix if you really wanted to, but clearly the different letters are, so if you want the letters on the top or in the middle, it'll be up to preference. Enter. We got our coffee cat enter. So these have, certain keys have stabilizers. So it takes a little bit more effort to get it in there. There we go. Or I could even keep the gray. No, I don't know if that's a good combo there. Yeah, really depends. And we've got options here as well if we want to keep those or these. I could do a full swap and then we can debate that maybe. Let's take these. So I'm gonna get the arrow keys because these are obviously needed. I'm kind of gravitating towards the tool that came with it because it clicks in there and works nicely. Hopefully this is the right one. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see. Go. Should I take it down a little bit? Let's see. Let's try this one. This does take a little bit more time to use. There we go. Very nice. Actually, I think these caps have a little more of a thicker, quieter sound, which I like. Yeah, those seem basically the same. It's going to take a while. Let's make sure I didn't bend anything. There we go. Let's see if I pull out the things with this one. Yeah, didn't make a difference. There we go. I think we'll be here a while. It is a live stream, but it's kind of the fun of it. Sorry, I can't play music on my Amazon stream, but if you want music, obviously you can play your own music and enjoy the process. There we go. Try from the side. Okay, maybe it's my technique. That one was pretty easy. Oh, that one came out. Maybe from the factory, they're just a little very affixed. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Hopefully I didn't bend anything. It's always a risk. The keyboard did not come with any additional switches. I would kind of wish it would have come with at least a few spare switches, because doing this is a little risky. But, you know, you could always buy some extras if you need to. You just have to know which ones. If you really want to, the great thing about this type of keyboards is if you really wanted to, you could use different switches for different areas of the keyboard, because they're all standardized size for this specific type of keyboard. So if you wanted linears in one area, or you wanted clicky ones in a different area, or different types of each standard type. These are really on there. Just stab myself with the pins a little bit. Oh, didn't break it, that's good. Question is, which key was it? Oh, duh. Next. It still came out. Sure I've got it orientated right. There we go. Next. Oops. Yeah, if I want to swap these back, it's good to put them back in their spot so it's a little easier. So this shift key here is not the right size in this tray for this shift key. It's obviously different size. So it's probably this one is my guess. Because it's on the same row. See how this is in the second from the bottom row? It's probably this. And part of the whole fun of these type of things is the process. There we go. So this one doesn't have stabilizers, but it's a little bit harder to remove. Let's put that back there. Maybe this is not the right one. Huh. Okay, let's put that back. Let's see. Are these a different? Yeah, it looks offset. So I don't think that's the one. Is this, no, it's too big. So this is like the right size. Maybe these are not all in the, let me see if the bread kit. No, that's a different key. Well, we might have to use, let's see if this one works. Oh no, this one's fine, probably. Unless the profile is wrong. And it looks like the right profile. So it was on the bottom tray shelf of this one. So I'll put that there. So I guess in some situations it's just not viable for them to put it all in the right row. Let's go with this one. Yeah, I seem to be consistently pulling out the switch at the same time as the keycap. But these specific switches do have a lot of friction on the top because they're not the single stem. They have the outer things, so they're more stabilized. Yeah. Oh, like I said, I'm worried I'm going to break something when I do that. To try to be more careful. S. Nope. Yeah. I'll have to test the keys when I'm done to make sure I didn't damage anything. But as you can see, it is a process. There we go. G. Go. I don't know what else I could talk about here. So far, it's been a fun process of working on this keyboard. There's a lot of functions. If anyone showed up later, this is the YUNZII B75 PRO Max. 75% keyboard. That means it doesn't have all of the full key set, so no numpad. But let me check something real quick. Let's make sure my microphone is working. Yeah, good. Everything appears to be working. About the GA key. Yeah, the B75 PRO Max. Well, mechanical, this is the Milk version 2 linear switches. They are quiet unless you bottom out, and then you'll definitely hear a clunk noise. Some people like that. I personally like very quiet switches, which, you know, is kind of counterintuitive with a mechanical keyboard, but that's just me. I'm unusual. But I do like mechanical keyboards and the feel of them, and the, you know, versatility and dependability, being able to fix things if a switch breaks, all that good stuff to a keyboard like this. Oh, that one stayed in there. Nice. That one's good as well. Let's see if we can speed up a little bit. Nope. Moving along though. I also have to change all these ones. And see if this fits. These are probably standard. Yeah. So this keyboard Unzii did send me this. I mentioned this a few times already, but they sent me this at no cost. And also the keycaps at no cost, but they're not allowed to control any of my content, see it beforehand. I'm doing a live stream unboxing. The only thing I did do was pull the keyboard out and make sure it ran, it functioned. It was fine. So besides that, the live stream, any videos I make, they will not be allowed to provide any input. This one's really in there. There we go. Let's put that there. Yeah. And like I said, it's the YUNZII B75 PRO Max. It's a built-in 4,000 milliamp battery, but it also has the USB-C port that you can connect through the port. It's not always the case that keyboards with wireless, you know, the cheaper ones, sometimes it's just for power, for the wired mode, but this one has connection through the wired mode. Then it also has Bluetooth, as well as 2.4 gigahertz wireless with a built-in dongle thing you can pull out. That's good. Just make sure I'm focused. There we go. Shift key. Oh, these ones too. I'll have to find those. I'm not sure which ones those are. So this should hopefully go there. A little stubborn. There we go. Yeah, this one has stabilizers in 3 different, so it takes quite a bit more effort. We've got our cat 1, caps lock, that one was easy. Tab. I took out the switch. What else we got? Escape key. Assume that's, yep, this one, the tilde, and the whatever quote or whatever that is below it. Tilde is the swirly one. We do the numbers and everything. Trying to think what else about this keyboard that I learned in the process. Oh yeah, it has a screen. There's a dial. The dial works by default for adjusting volume. The screen, you can put GIFs on it through their software type thing, and also solid image, like still images, if you want. Sure, that's orientated right. Let's see what else it has. I mentioned the battery inside, 4,000 milliamp hour, 3 different connection modes. The screen, got the clicky and rotatable dial. It is able to be adjusted by the VIA software which is a pretty standard piece of software to use for that stuff. And you can, oh, it has RGB lighting throughout. So go back to the other one. And you can adjust the lighting through the keyboard itself with different function commands. But you can also use the VIA software for the lighting. And that VIA software, if you want to change the layout of your keyboard, if you don't do QWERTY keyboards, you could buy a different set of keys for, can't even remember the name of some of the other ones. But there are different layouts of keyboard where the letters are different areas. And you can do that, and then you can go into the VIA software and adjust what is what. And then also, the VIA software also has macro functions. It was a little bit of a process for me to figure out how to do all of it and get it running. But as long as you read the directions, which I didn't read a very important red bolded text next to the specific keyboard on their website, where it said how you upload the specific file so that you can use VIA to control this specific keyboard, because you need to do that so you can fully control it. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's a keyboard. Obviously, they do have different default, like different options as this fully built keyboard for different switches. So these are the Milk version 2 linear. And then, at least for this specific keyboard on the specific listing, they had two other ones. I'm not sure of the details. One of them, I think, was a very click-focused keyboard with an actual click in the press. These are linear. Other ones I had seen were also linear, but apparently the other linears have more sound to them. These were the quietest of the bunch. These are quite a bit louder than my personal keyboard that I use right now. But if you don't bottom out the key, then they're obviously very quiet. It's just if you press hard enough, you're gonna hear that click, that like thunk sound. Because these don't have, my specific keys that I use for my other keyboard have like a silicone inside that dampens the thunk sound. But I mentioned this before, but I'm unique in that sense that I don't want the sound to it. But I will say this stabilizer and everything inside the spacebar is much nicer sounding than the other keyboard. This one doesn't have like there's a metal bar in here usually. And this one sounds good. It doesn't clunk around. We're getting there. Try to focus here and hopefully speed up a little bit. Nice. Oops, let me put this back. There we go. My other keyboard, the switches are more difficult to pull out. But like I said, this might just be from the factory type of thing, where the keycaps have more resistance. Like if you were to swap them more often, who knows? But yeah, at least know that it seems like the switches come out easier than these disconnect from the switch. There we go. Not sure what else I can talk about. I should have come up with something. No, that one worked. That there. I used to use the membrane keyboards for a long time, various types. Some of them are decent, but yeah, once you consider some sort of mechanical, but if you're like me and prefer low sound, this can work, but you'll have to somehow try it out and see if you are okay with the bottoming out sound to it. Or if you're more of a delicate typer, then you would be fine, because as a linear key, there's basically no sound until you hit the bottom. It'll depend on where the actuation point is, though. So there are a lot of details to the switch, to the keycap, and once you deep dive into it, I haven't that much myself, but with my first like fully built mechanical, which is the other one, I could show that again if you want to see it. It's a smaller keyboard. And I got the smaller one basically because at the time that's the only one they had. Certain ones can be kind of difficult to get. I think it's easier these days, but when I had bought that, it's a bit more challenging. Go. Yeah, so with the switches, these are those Milk V2 linear. I'm not sure on the actuation point, but that basically means as you're pressing the key down, like when does it trigger is something you could look into, because if you prefer it triggering towards the bottom or towards the top, like a very light press, you'll have to look at what switches would work best for you in those cases. I'm not sure what these Milk ones specifically are. Just trying to point out that that's something that you might want to consider when you're looking at keyboards, because it can make a difference with gaming and stuff. If you have a very light touch, then you'll be faster to press it and trigger, but it could also have like phantom presses if you're like resting your hand on the keyboard and it has a very minimal trigger distance. But it is cool to read about it and get into the hobby. I personally don't have the funds to be getting too much into it, but thanks to Unzii here, where I'm able to try this out and get some comparison with my other mechanical. And this and the other keyboard are the same type, so they could use the same keys most likely. And this specific key set should cover the full length to the smaller ones. There could be some quirky spots depending. I'm not sure on the details of that. Let's see. Let me get the other keyboard and I can at least show what I'm talking about based on the size and everything. So this is I think it might be 65%. So these don't make a loud noise when they bottom out. These have more of a click. And then this stabilizer in here is not great. This one still has a thunk, but it doesn't make that weird noise when it pressed. So that is the other options. So if I wanted to, I could get the same switches that I have in my other keyboard and put them in here, which I would prefer to have the function keys. So I might do that at some point. Is just get the different switches and then decide on what keycaps I want to use to go along with the white beige look to it. But I mean, there are some considerations with different switches and like the position of the stuff under it, like where the leads are and those things you want to at least verify before you buy specific things. I'm not super familiar with all that. So I've just done the one keyboard so far in this. I mean, technically two now. There we go. But I haven't swapped the switches on this one, obviously. Yeah, so this is what, these should be pretty standardized. What the switches work. So that's the LED pass-through tunnel. You got the plastic and then the two leads. But it would be good to verify things before you buy different switches and different keycaps just to make sure. Just making sure my camera's focused. We're getting there. Okay, this one's got stabilizers. Take a little bit more effort. If you're curious what those are, get a close up. So these are the stabilizers. This is where the switch goes. These just help the button not like toggle back and forth and shift when you're pressing it. So if you press on the side, it'll still work properly. Yeah, I was blocking it with, there we go. And these center pieces come out. I mean they attach to the button, the keycap. Make sure I'm in frame here. There we go. Oh, gotta put the switch back in. take a little bit more effort to get in there. We've got these, we've got these, and these. So the function keys will be easy enough. We'll do those. Go. Maybe I'll just quickly pull them out. So they're easy to place. It seems like the switches on the top here were affixed. So they're not coming out with the keycap. It's good. There we go. Now we swap. Looking classy. This. These ones. I did not consider the silver dial when I chose this combination. I could leave some of the silver in the future, but it is a very different silver color. I mean, I could always put something over it if I really wanted to color combo everything. Let's put these back. Now these are going to be maybe a little bit difficult, but we'll see. Do have a few keys in there, but it shouldn't matter. Let's see, we've got these ones. So Alt, Function, and Control. It could be... Oh, there's another Enter. Oh, I put the wrong... Interesting. So that one, and if it fits, I'd like the one that goes with these. So maybe I'll swap that. So where did this go? It was down there. I would like the bread. The question is, where does this go? I don't think that's going to fit. About this bread. Okay, this could be an Alt key or something. Oops. No, that would work, but... Maybe a Windows key. Yeah, let's swap the Windows key. that fit? Maybe. Yeah. So Windows bread. Got these ones up here. These could be function keys. Which I would prefer the symbolic ones. See if it's the right. Yeah, I think that's correct. So you have a lot of options here. Yeah, we got the bread cat. Nice. Oops, what am I doing? Let's put these on here too. And then, you know, whatever. In this case, it doesn't matter. So I might want to consider where I put these. So I could put these, the dark ones. Maybe these are supposed to be down here. I could take some of the cats and put them over here. 2 of them. Like leave F1, F2. Where's the crescent roll go? Down here maybe? I prefer the crescent roll to the cup. Obviously you're gonna need to know your, yeah, that one works. You'll need to know. Oh, this bread cat's good too. Where your keys are supposed to be. Yeah, that works. There we go. So these might go down here. Alt control. So put a control key there. Got Alt. And function. So this could be function. Whoops. Should I zoom in a little bit? Make sure it's focused. There. Control. That works. Nice. Almost there. Yeah, so now we got some consistency, but we need a shift key. Oh, was this the one I had an issue yet? Yeah, that's not the right position. I don't know if there's another. There's a big shift key. So that's one of the challenges. We could put. Yeah, for some reason, this one isn't. Maybe no. I'm not sure. Maybe I just didn't try properly. No, it's far over. Let's see if I put it upside down. No, that was not going to work. I don't know. Oh, maybe that's the backspace key. It's too small. So this should go here, but it's offset for some reason. It's possible it's supposed to go somewhere else. Maybe the bread. No, it's too small. Do have this? Oh, wait. That one's too big. That one's not going to fit. So this seems like a specialty spot for some reason. That's not going to work. Nope. Because this shift key is clearly much too big. So that is one quirk of this combination. I should have looked into the details. They didn't mention to me that there would be this to consider. And it's possible I'm just not seeing. Wait, what is this? It's too big. Yeah, it's too big. No. It's the caps key. So actually that one's kind of cool. Yeah. So it looks like we're going to have to use the brown one. Which did come with the kit. It's just that if you wanted to do all like lighter brown, doesn't look like it's gonna work here. Actually, if you wanted to swap, it's the wrong level, I think. Put this one back. It's a little bit more consistent. I don't know if there's a darker, is there a darker control? I don't think so. So shift maybe? Like a different shift. Not this one? Nope. So a single little shift. Yeah, that's clearly not the right size. I'm not sure where this thing is supposed to go. What you could do is, if you do have something else that you could put here, which I don't see anything yet, but you could swap the configuration. Or if I wanted to go like part of my existing keycap set, the gray would be fine as well. So if I wanted to go gray for these, and we can move some of these over. Or use, obviously they're going to be a different font and style if I do swap the various things. Yeah. Do I have a different tab? So ideally, I think you're going to have to really check and look to make sure that each type of key that you want in a specific spot is going to actually work in that spot. So you have to consider the row, And then sometimes you have to consider the size. Now all these are going to be the same. These are going to be the same. I haven't done those yet, but these are going to be the same. These might be different. There's going to be different copies of these ones because they might be in a different spot, like down the rows. These are going to be potentially different. Sometimes they have different sizes of these as well. So with my other keyboard, it's possible that this keycap set would work better with this keyboard than the 75. So if we look at the shapes here, and then we would have to look at the position vertically. It's possible this could work a little bit better, but I don't know. That one looks the same size as that. Check. Sorry, there's some, it's a little dirty. Let's see if this, oh no, that's the same size. Okay. Well, not sure what's going on with this. Oh no, that's a good one. Yeah, the one without the text seems to be quirky. Where is it? But maybe it just needs to be for, maybe this is for some other spot. It could be some other key down here or something. So you've only got the one shift that will work in this spot and be this size. So keep that in mind. So I could put some brown stuff down here. Not sure which position this goes into. Let's see if this fits here. Oh, it's too big. I don't know where that goes. Put a few of these over here. Or just swap. Delete end, page up, page down. So I don't know which, might be these taller ones. No, that's not the right one. Let's put that back. Is there another end? I don't see one. Oh, down here. Okay, that one's not the right one. Those all have the same profile, it looks like. Let's try this one. I think that's correct. Page down. So these look like they might be from slightly larger keyboard usually. Yeah, those are correct. Page down. Obviously, you could put some other key here if you want that fits. Whoops, I put page up and page down backwards. Or maybe they have to be... No, that's not right. see if there's a page up. So I think I put this in the wrong spot. Okay, that one looks all right. Yeah, those are good. Delete. Looks like it has all of these, but they're going to be the light. There's a Windows key, a Shift key, which can, it's not going to fit here on this specific keyboard. Is there a different back key? No, that's not the right size. This is for some sort of numpad, I think. There's all the windows, so we could put these back. If you want to kind of mix the different options here. Is that? I honestly don't remember. I think this is Control. So there we go. That's good. And then these ones, there's a Shift. They could be the Shift key. Is there an Alt and a? It doesn't. It's a large function key, but it's not going to fit here. Okay. So I think at this point, it's clear that this specific keycap set isn't an amazing combination for this specific keyboard in the specific size with its different shaped keys. It's something that you'll have to look into and make certain that you want specific keys in specific areas of the keyboard. So I could still do a few adjustments here. See if we can make it a little nicer looking. Put one of these over here. Maybe I can do one of these. And put this cat over here. And we can always add these back, so it's 1, 2, 9, 10. It's a little more symmetric. Got some brown here, different browns. Let's see if there's a dark one. I thought there was. Oh no, okay. Is there another dark one? No. We could put these, maybe these are supposed to be potentially down here. It's a process, for sure. No, that's not the right. We could even go, do I have a lighter? Let me see if these fit up here. Oops. Am I having graphics issues? Can't tell. I saw some type of flash. Okay, that does fit up there. So we could put these up here. Looks good. This one back. I know I said to keep them in the right positions and stuff, but I'm just trying to make it work at this point. Saw my video card stuff flash. Something was going on. Not sure what that was. Seems okay. I don't know what that flash on the screen was. Maybe I can reset this camera real quick. Properties. Hopefully that fixed it. I did notice that in one other stream I did quite a while back. So that's kind of a cool combo. I could even swap to like go alternate on that. Let's see if I have darker. Kind of doubt it. No. Yeah, the shift keys in this set are a little limited in what you can do. So there is the lighter. But if I swap this one, then this won't have a good combo. See if there's anything else I can change here. I don't think there is. There is a different caps key. Where is that? What I did here. That's the same color anyways, but we'll see if that fits. I kind of, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, it's not the right, the connection point's in a different spot, so it's not going to fit in there. Let's see what else we've got. Do we have another back? I don't think so. Unless this thing. Got a weird shape to it. I don't think that's right. Looks thinner. Okay. Is there anything else that I can change here? I could put those back to like lighter stuff, but well, I think that's about as good as it's going to get at the moment. I could potentially use this on the other keyboard, which might work a little bit better, but I'll still have to need the dark brown shift here, unless I use some of my other keys, either from the other set here with the gray, or some other, you know, other kit that you would purchase. But anyways, that was the double shot keycaps. What are they specifically called here? Zoom out. No, it's fully, almost fully zoomed. These are the 152 YUNZII Coffee Cat Die Sub PTB keycaps, 152 key cap kit. set. Yeah. Anyways, going to head out. Hopefully you enjoyed this little trial of various YUNZii equipment. They basically sound the same as they did with the other. I wonder if I put that backwards. I'm not sure. It works. Yeah. So that's what that looks like. We'll see if I want to swap back to some of the, at least some of the other keys here. We'll see. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this stream. I'm going to sign off from the various platforms. I go by tech, I suppose, for this type of stuff. But I do various types of reviews, from food and drink to photography and all that stuff as well. Technology, of course. All right, see ya. So I'm going to sign out of YouTube and Twitch. A second here to find the correct browser window. Oops, that is not it. All right. 3-hour stream's not too bad. See you on YouTube at some point.